Hey everybody, welcome back to Fanbrew.com. I am your host Adam Minarsik, and in today's episode of the Brew Review, we are going at you with another edition of the Mr. Beer Brewing Kit, West Coast style pale ale. Sorry for the camera juggling there. I hit the table and I've got the miniature tripod out today instead of the big one. This is week 5, I believe. I missed week 4. Well, I didn't miss it. I sat outside here with my brother-in-law, and unfortunately it was a little too sunny outside, and you weren't able to see us. We were nothing but shadows, but week 4, all in all, was pretty much complete disappointment, especially after how well the week 3 had performed. Week 3 coming out looking a lot more like beer, smelling a lot more like beer, and having a great head on top of it, and actually a bit of a bitter, hoppy finish. Week 4, on the other hand, the color and clarity were amazing, and even the carbonation were amazing, but the taste was way off. It was extremely sweet again, the aroma was extremely sweet, and it didn't do anything for me. So, we're about ready to open up week 5 here and see how it went. I'm going to move it closer to the camera, and hopefully you can see the smoke that came off of it, because when I did the week 4, there was a ton of smoke that came off the bottle. So let's check this out. Yeah, look at that. There is just an absolute ton of carbonation in these bottles after they've been fermenting for several weeks. And when it comes down to it, it looks like a great beer, and it pours like a great beer with a big white foam head. And look at all of the bubble action we've got going on in there. And it really builds to a nice head, and the beer is almost completely clear. Nearly all of the cloudiness is gone that I originally had in the first couple of weeks. That were due mainly to a lot of sediment transferring from the keg to the bottles when I filled the bottles. So let's get our nose in here and see how it tastes, or not tastes, but smells. Well, this definitely smells a lot better than what week 4 did. A lot closer to what it smelled like in week 3. A real nice beer flavor, beer aroma. It smells like a good ale that has a little bit of hoppiness to it, a little bit of bitterness. But there's really no malt to it. But then again, you're using a malt extract and you never actually brewed anything, so you can't expect too much out of it. Let's give it a taste and see how it goes. No, it's still not good. It definitely better than what happened after week 4, but the carbonation is off balance. It's so carbonated that it doesn't taste good. There's so little malt flavor and so much just overly carbonated blandness to it. It's really difficult to describe, other than it lacks the flavor of beer. It doesn't have the malt. It doesn't have a biscuity or a wheaty or a greeny taste. It really doesn't have any hop flavor. It just has a little bit of bitterness and a whole lot of carbonation. So it may look like beer, it may smell like beer, it may have carbonation like beer, but it just doesn't have the flavor of beer. And this is after being in bottles for 5 weeks. So this beer has been fermenting basically in keg with the booster and the yeast strain for 2 weeks, and then in bottles with the granulated sugar for 5. Now I still have 4 more bottles downstairs in the cupboard where everything is being kept at between 58 and 65 degrees, I think is what it suggests. Or maybe it's 65 and 70 some degrees, but it's right there, room temperature, maybe a little bit under, and in the dark, so there's no light getting to it, and I'm refrigerating it for 48 hours before I serve it, and it's just not getting any better. But we're going to continue to see how the weeks progress, and hopefully the Mr. Beer will turn into something that's drinkable. But I just don't see the likelihood of that happening, since it's already been 5 weeks, and we don't have a product that I would even consider giving a rating. So, I hope you enjoyed the show, and if you pick up a Mr. Beer kit, please make sure to leave a comment below and tell me how it worked for you. Because I'd love to hear a success story about the Mr. Beer kit. Because everything I've seen so far is that it may be America's most popular beer making kit, but it's simply not America's best beer making kit. So, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and you'll get all of our updates sent directly to your email. But until next time, cheers.